The next thing I want to introduce to you is about the employee stock options. So what does it mean? The company they issues the stock options for the employees, and they pay the employees the stock options rather than other form of salary like fixed salary. For example, if you go to work, your total compensation is not only depend on your salary but maybe on other things like bonus, right? Pension plan, or sometimes they will pay you some insurance or special perk. Like for example, if you talk about some very famous CEO around the world, people have Elon Musk, right? And normally Elon Musk go to work or traveling for business. They will use the um, uh, a yet a Z plane, right? A special airplane so that he can move easily across the states in the US, across the city, or even across the country. So that is on another form of other forms of compensation that the CEO may have, and another type of compensation and very common in reality is the stock option or the stock. All of these people call that is an equity based compensation. So what does it mean? It's based on the equity of the company. So one company they have a lot of equity, right? And now if you work for me, I will pay you some, extra uh, compensation form in the form of stock options. So it will give you the stock option to buy the company stock in the future. So in this sense, the stock options of the employee are just simply what? Simply the corn options. So it's instead of long corn, now I will give you the corn options of the company, and you don't need to pay anything, right? So it's a very different from the stock option in the market. So stock option in the market, you need to pay to have it, but for the stock option of the company, you don't need to pay. And they are usually at the money when issues. So when the company issues the stock options and pay for their CEO, normally the stock option will be issued at the money. So what does that mean? For example, now if the company stock price in the market is uh, $800, for example, in the case of Tesla, now the stock price of the Tesla is around um, $800. You know the Tesla, right? The Tesla is the company who produced the Tesla car, the electric car that we often see in the on the road. So normally in that way, the options when issues need to be similar to the stock price in the market. So I will give you the options to buy the Tesla company in the future, right? For say $800. So they don't issue 900 because it's so expensive, and they also don't give you the options to buy at 700 because it's so low, right? So what is the problem if you give the options too high or too low? If you give the CEO the options to buy at 900, and today the stock price is only 800, so for me this stock option is useless because it's nothing, right? Because if you buy in the stock market only 800, why I need to receive these options to buy at 900? It's so high. I can't stand it, right? So I will not receive it, and for me it's useless and I don't like it at all, right? But how about we give him at 700? If that is only 700, for me, I don't like it. I like it so much for CEO. He like it so much. However, the problem is that, oh, the stock price is 700. The stock price is 800, and the options is 700. So it's have a very low incentive for me to work because even the stock price drop a little bit, say is the stock price drop to 750, I still have some benefits, right? Because if the stock price is only $750, but I have the right to buy at 700, I still have $50 profit, right? So is this will be make the CEO become lazy and have low incentive to work. However, if I issues at 800, it will raise the incentive of the CEO. He need to work harder because now I don't have any money. I don't have any profit from these options. But if I work harder, I make the company more developed and expanding. I get more earnings and income for the company. The stock price will be go up tomorrow. For example, it's go to $850, and if the stock price is $850, and if you go back to our corn options, right? So it will look like this. So if now is $800, and if the stock price go up to $850, I will have more profit here. I will have my own benefits. In addition to the working for the company, I have my own benefit that link that are connected to the company stock price and company performance. So the CEO become have more incentive to work, and he work harder, he work more, hard working, and spend more time for the company to think out any strategy, any plans, any project can help the company to have better performance or not. So that is the way why people in the company they will use stock options as the form of paying the compensation and force the CEO to work harder. Another thing that is also important to mention is employees the stock options. When the CEO decide to exercise the options, the company to issues more stock and sell is to the option holder for the strike price. So it's very different from the stock option in the market. Stock option in the market, for example, there's a long con and a short con. There's two people. One is a long con and one is short con. If the long con want to exercise, the short con need to go to the stock market to buy some stock and deliver to the long con. So in the sense of the number of share in the market, that exercise doesn't change the number of share in the market. However, for the employee stock options, it's different. Employee stock option, when the employee want to exercise the options, the company need to issue more stock and sell to him. So the total number of shares in the market will increase. So after the employees exercise the options. And the fourth point is a stock option. Originally, you don't need to the idea of the stock option is one form of the compensation. So if you pay the employee by the stock option, you also need to record this amount as the expense in the income statement. So it will for the company it's not a free lunch. You need to record as an expense, and for some company is troublesome because if you pay the CEO so much employee stock options, it will have the more expense and lower income. Lower income will affect what? It affect their stock price. So for the company, they also don't want to pay so much. So let me give you one example. So for example, this is one repository I wrote about this course in 2 years ago. So this is have the Python code for every topic in our class. So let me give you one plot. This is SQCom. SQCom is one database about the CEO compensation and in the US. Okay, so let me go down and show you the data. So this is a one table about what? About the yearly percentage of the salary of the stock and options. Okay, salary, stock, and options paying to the CEO. as a part of total compensation. So total compensation is 100%. So salary is how much, stock is how much, and option is how much. So you can see that over time from 1992 until 2019, the stock options component, the percentage is increasing from 18% in 1992 to up to 40% in 2000, right? However, it's become disappear after 2005 and 6. So the main reasons for this is that in 2005 there is a one rules in the US is a FAS 123, right? FAS 123. So that is a one special rule that require the company to record the options at the based on the fair values of the option in the market. It's not the book value originally, because over time the options will increase in the value. So if the stock option increasing the value, the company need to report the fair value, a higher option price. So higher fair value, what does that mean? It means the company need to record more expense, more expenditure for the stock options. And if they pay so much, the expense is so high, and the company will have maybe some loss or lower income because of the stock option. So that's why after 2006 you will see that in the US most of the firm, they don't pay any stock options anymore. So that is the data from S&P 1500. So most of the big company in the US doesn't pay stock option anymore. However, this table show you very clear trend how the company use the options as the form of CEO compensation. So thank you for your listening. We'll go to another topic in the next video. Okay.